It would help if I unmute myself, wouldn't it? Hello, all you beautiful people out there, and welcome to my channel. So we are going to start. That's my baby boy behind me. He likes getting up in my window. See if I can. Anyway, this is my bedroom. I wanted to be on camera today. So I came back to my bedroom. So anyway, let's get on with today in history. Hey, Nevermore. Ah, shit. Come on. Damn it. Okay, so the Lindbergh baby is kidnapped. On March 1st, 1932, in a crime that captured the attention of the entire nation, Charles Lindbergh Jr., the 20-month-old son of aviation hero Charles Lindbergh, is kidnapped from the family's new mansion in Hopewell, New Jersey. Lindbergh, who became an international celebrity when he flew the first solo flight across the Atlantic Ocean in 1927, and his wife Anne discovered a ransom note demanding $50,000 in their son's empty room. The kidnapper used a ladder to climb up to the opened second-floor window and left muddy footprints in the room. The Lindberghs were inundated by offers of assistance and false clues. Even Al Capone offered his help from prison. For 3 days, investigators found nothing, and there was no further word from the kidnappers. Then a new letter showed up, this time demanding $70,000. The kidnappers eventually gave instructions for dropping off the money, and when it was delivered, the Lindberghs were told their baby was on a boat called Nellie off the coast of Massachusetts. After an exhaustive search, however, there was no sign of either the boat or the child. Soon after, the baby's body was discovered near the Lindbergh mansion. He had been killed the night of the kidnapping and was found less than a mile from home. The heartbroken Lindberghs ended up donating the mansion to charity and moved away. The kidnapping looked like it would go unsolved until September 1934, when a marked bill from the ransom turned up. The gas station attendant who had accepted the bill wrote down the license plate number because he was suspicious of the driver. It was tracked back to a German immigrant and carpenter, Bruno Hauptmann. When his home was searched, detectives found a chunk of Lindbergh ransom money. Hauptmann claimed that a friend had given him the money to hold and that he had no connection to the crime. The resulting trial was a national sensation. The prosecution's case was not particularly strong. The main evidence, besides the money, was testimony from handwriting experts that the ransom note had been written by Hauptmann. The prosecution also tried to establish a connection between Hauptmann and the type of wood that was used to make the ladder. Still, the evidence and intense public pressure were enough to convict Hauptmann, and he was electrocuted in 1936. In the aftermath of the crime, the most notorious of the 1930s, kidnapping was made a federal offense. Hey, Marianne. So, I'm sorry, I'm trying to get the sun away from you guys. So I'm wearing one of my clothing articles from my Teespring store. So I just wanted to show you that. Yeah, I did, Marianne. My grandmother, I think, was born in 32. She's still alive. So anyway, I am not a proponent of the death penalty. First of all, I think it's cruel and unusual punishment. And second of all, I think there is no way to know with 100% accuracy if you've got the right dude or dudette. And death is permanent. You can't take that back. So I am not a proponent of the death penalty. Which is why I will never live in Texas, because they have the worst track record of putting people to death in the United States. Anyway, that was kind of a, tangent. Sorry about that. But you guys know I go on my tangents every once in a while. Okay, so the title says Matthew 6, 1 through 15, but actually there's a thing on here on fasting, and that goes to verse 18. So I'm actually gonna go through verse 18 instead of just until verse 15. This was requested, and I don't want to give their name out because I did not ask their permission to give their name out. Hi, Mr. Shadow Kitty. But they did it on one of my videos, one of my live streams. And so if you really want to know who asked for this, you can go ahead and see who it was. But I'm not going to say it because I haven't asked them their permission. Now, to give a little back history, he is an atheist, I believe, an agnostic or an atheist. And he said, or she, they, okay, they said, or they wrote, every time Christians come to my house, I take them to Matthew 6, and I would like you to cover that. And he actually didn't ask for verses 1 through 15. He only asked for a portion. But this deals with public works, which are not supposed to be public according to Jesus, okay? So, so let's get started. Matthew 6, verse 1. Be careful not to practice your righteousness in front of others to be seen by them. If you do, you will have no reward from your Father in heaven. That pretty much takes care of all the preachers I've ever heard. Seriously. They're up on that podium. They love that fame and fortune. I mean, they may not be as famous, and they may not be as famous as, say, Lou Dobbs or, Kenneth Copeland. And they may not be rich enough to be able to afford 3 jets, but honey, I'm here to tell you, there are a lot, and I know them, so I know what I'm talking about. There are a lot of atheist pastors out there. They have lost their belief in God. But you know why they continue to be pastors even though they have lost their belief in God? Because it's a grift. And they know it's a grift, and it's an easy way to make money. So, at any rate, so yeah, that takes, not that I believe in Father in heaven and all this crap, okay? I'm just going on what Jesus says. And your own book says you're not supposed to do this shit. But when do you listen to your own book? Verse 2. So when you give to the needy, do not announce it with trumpets, as the hypocrites do in the synagogues and on the streets, to be honored by others. Truly, I tell you, they have received their reward in full. You hear that, Jehovah's Witnesses? When you're going around with your little bags, going around house to house, I know you're not doing that right now, okay? No, you're not doing that right now. At least you shouldn't be, because, the faithful slave said, knock it off. But, you're going around with your little bags and, your little pamphlet thingies. Okay, that's being seen by the public. Okay? It's being seen by the public. You ain't got no reward. So don't expect anything, okay? Alrighty. Uh, Moving on. Truly I tell you, they have received their reward in full. Verse 3. But when you give to the needy, do not let your left hand know what your right hand is doing, so that your giving may be in secret. Then your Father, who sees what is done in secret, will reward you. Verse 5. And when you pray, this is one of the verses he wants me to get to, or they want me to get to, rather. And when you pray, do not be like the hypocrites, for they love to pray, standing in the synagogues and on the street corners, to be seen by others. Truly, I tell you, they have received their reward in full. Again, preachers, you've already got your reward because you're standing up there on a podium. And I don't know how a lot of other denominations do it, but the Independent Fundamentalist Baptist Church and the Southern Baptist Church, I swear to God, I'm not even kidding you. I'm not kidding, okay? Their prayers will last up to 10 minutes. I'm not even kidding you on that. They love to hear themselves talk. Hey, Paul. Verse 6. But when you pray, go into your room, close the door, and pray to your Father, who is unseen. Okay, I got a problem with that. But I guess that's for another day. If we can't see him, how do we know he's real? Like, duh. Then your Father, who sees what is done in secret, will reward you. Verse 7. And when you pray, do not keep on babbling like pagans, for they think they will be heard because of their many words. Again, kid you not, the IFB and the SBC people, they get up on a podium and they pray for 10 minutes. I'm not even kidding you. Verse 8, do not be like them, for your Father knows what you need before you ask him. This verse always annoyed me, even as a Christian. Like, if God knows, not that I believe there is a God, at least not the God of the Bible. If God knows what I need before I ask him, why the fuck am I praying? I mean, that never made any sense to me. Even when I was swallowing all this bullshit, never made sense to me. Verse 9, this then is how you should pray. And believe it or not, there are a lot of people who will say this prayer verbatim, whether from the King James or the NIV or whatever else. Quote, Our Father in heaven, hallowed be your name. Your kingdom come, your will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us today our daily bread, and forgive us our debts, as we also have forgiven our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from the evil one. And I guess that's an end quote, even though it doesn't have an end quote there. But notice how it's in quotes. So obviously, this is not an original prayer that was made up by Jesus spur of the moment. If it's in quotes, this means it's a borrowed prayer. So where did it come from? I don't know. It's it's been hypothesized that um Jesus, the real Jesus, was in a scene, which was John the Baptist's sect. So it could have been from John the Baptist. But hey, phony beetle maniacs. But that's just a guess, because it has been hypothesized that Jesus was in a scene. Verse 14. For if you forgive other people when they sin against you, your heavenly Father will also forgive you. You know what? I used to be, and you're gonna laugh at this because I'm not like this anymore. Okay? And you can laugh, because it's hard for me to understand how I got from over here to where I am right now. I used to be an absolute doormat, and it's because of this verse right here. Verse 14. For if you forgive other people when they sin against you, your heavenly Father will also forgive you. That is a formula for being a doormat. Because according to Jesus, what are you supposed to do when you forgive? Forgive and forget. So, they say they're sorry. You're not supposed to bring it up again. So when they do the exact same damn thing to you, you can't bring it up again. So you got to forgive them again. And then the third time, the exact same damn thing, but you can't bring it up. So you end up being a doormat. Verse 15. But if you do not forgive others their sins, your Father will not forgive your sins. You know what? I'm fine with that. Because this God is imaginary, first of all. Second of all, there's no such thing as sin. So I'm fine with that. Verse 16. Right? Nevermore. Verse 16. When you fast, do not look somber, as the hypocrites do, for they disfigure their faces to show others they are fasting. Truly I tell you, they have received their reward in full. But when you fast, put oil on your head and wash your face, so that it will not be obvious to others that you are fasting, but only to your Father who is unseen. And your Father who sees what is done in secret will reward you. So, yeah. By the way, I don't fast unless I have to for medical reasons. Like I'm going into the hospital for a procedure, or, I need a blood test done. And that's strictly because I am hypoglycemic and I can literally pass out if I fast. So, you know, I used to fast for health reasons, not really for religious reasons. Um, that's a good way to be a doormat, Nevermore. Very good way to be a doormat. And I don't do that crap anymore. It's just not something I do. Uh-uh. Nope. You diss me once, I may give you another chance. Depends on how bad you diss me. But you diss me a second time, forget it. No more chances. No, Marianne. I was saying I used to fast, but I can't anymore unless I am like going into the hospital for a procedure. Sorry about that. Yeah, no, I'm not. No. Um, I was just talking about fasting, and when I do it, um, because of my hypoglycemia. So anyway, so I did have a lot of changes going on today. I was going to have a demonologist on. You guys know I'm an agnostic, don't believe in demons, but this guy is a pretty cool Christian, you know, and he just so happens to be a demonologist. And and he went live today. So I was like, cool, you're going live, I'm going live. So, how about you come on my stream and, we can do a little interview and let people, meet a demonologist. Well, he unfortunately had to cancel because he wasn't feeling well. So, but I am going to have him on. Um, you know, um, Marianne, he does not do exorcisms. I think he may do cleansings, but exorcisms is like a priest thing. So no, he does not do exorcisms. He does do paranormal investigations though. Like he's the one like the Catholic Church, like you know, if you think if a Catholic thinks they've got like a demon in their house, they'll go to the priest, they'll go to their priest, and the priest will say, okay, well, we got to do a few things first. You know, well, first of all, you got to go to the doctor, you got to go to a psychiatrist. We got to make sure this isn't medical, you know. Um, so, and then after that, they go into an investigatory phase. I can't talk today. And this is where my friend comes in. He actually does the investigation, and then um, he gives the results of the investigation. Thank you, Marianne. Then he gives the results of the investigation to the priest, as far as I know. As far as I know. And he's gonna be on here and he's gonna be explaining this stuff. But as far as I know, um, this is I know he does investigations. I don't know quite what he does with the results of the investigation. I'm pretty sure if he investigates, he then goes to, report it, report the results, and then it goes up the chain of command in Catholicism. Yes, nevermore. Exorcisms do need to be cleared by the Vatican. Um, and there are only a certain amount of people who are authorized by the Vatican to do exorcisms. Um, so it's not like every priest can do an exorcism. Now, every priest can be an assistant because you need, as far as I know, according to Catholicism, you need two priests for an exorcism, And as far as I know, I've never been Catholic, but as far as I know, any priest can serve as an assistant to the exorcist. But exorcist is like you've got priest and an exorcist has to be a priest. But then on top of that, on top of being a priest, you got a smaller um pool. Oh, bishop? Okay. Then you've got a smaller pool on top of that who are exorcists. So, you know, I am going to be doing a series on exorcism. Now, it it's funny because there are a lot of people who think that exorcism is only a Christian thing. Exorcism is not only a Christian thing. Um, just about every religion you can think about on the face of the earth has done or still do exorcisms. Um, you know, now, do I believe in demon possession? No, because I don't believe in demons. But you know, what I think with demon possession, and you know, the Catholic Church has gotten a lot better about exorcisms, and they will send you to first a medical doctor and then a psychiatric specialist to make sure that you do not have a medical condition and that you do not have a psychiatric condition that can mimic demon possession. And then after that, um, at any rate, oh, nice. I mean, not nice. Obviously, feel sorry for the poor person who went through that. Um, yeah, the Haitians are known for it. Um, at any rate, I will be having a series on exorcism, but you know, just know that all religions everywhere do exorcisms. It's not just a Christian thing. Um, there's also a thing on the Protestant side, and not all Protestant churches do this, so don't get me wrong, but there is a thing on the Protestant side called um, I'm sorry, Nevermore. There is a thing on the Protestant side called deliverance. And I aside from exorcism being Catholic and deliverance being Protestant, I don't really know the difference. So, at any rate, um, so anyway, so yeah, if you see, hey, here's an idea for you guys. Here's an idea for you guys. If you see a street preacher, hey dude, read Matthew 6, 1 through 15. probably not going to do much because they don't read their own damn book. But, you know, might shut them up for a while. Who knows? So anyway, that is that. So I will be having his name is Kevin Mears, the demonologist. His name is Kevin Mears. His channel name is Paranormal Encyclopedia. And like I said, he is a Christian, okay? But he's one of the cool ones. I would never send you to an asshole's channel. He's one of the cool Christians. And so, anyway, that's about it for today. Thank you all for coming. You have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day. And stay safe and be kind to everyone you meet. Bye.